back here today with another video, and today we're doing another gamer's tale based off, I don't think I said that right. I made one plural and one singular. Sorry. Pretty much for what we're going over for the remainder of Subnautica. I had just finished up the game not too long ago. I kind of waited to make a video about this, and some stuff has popped up last weekend, so I was never able to record. So hopefully this should come out today on Sunday, and along with some other stuff has also happened along that time. So from what happened in Gamer Tales in Subnautica, I don't remember half of the stuff I talked about except the sea moth issues and some of the other things I've witnessed in it. But we are going to talk about where I'm transitioning my base from the safe shallows to the lava zone. So, if you know the map layout, which, I'm not doing too much special editing or anything in here, if you look up on the website, there's an interactive map you can look, and you could see certain zones in all the areas of the map, along with Leviathan spawns. Pretty much at what that does, I'm gonna sit up for a moment, pretty much at what that does, it shows the map, the aurora, and you can see where everything is, along with entrances. So, how to get to Lava Zone, you need to go, depending on which one you go into as well. For me, where this is taking place is going to be near the aurora, the one that's near the Reaper spawns. Which I still have not met that Reaper, so I don't know where the hell he is. And, it was a nightmare with the Cyclops, so the Cyclops is out the equation for the entire gameplay of when I was messing with it. Pretty much what had happened, I was transitioning my base to the lava zone, the inactive lava zone, to be precise. And where you go to almost the aurora, and I think it's, let me think of how it's angled. I want to be sure. It's near the front of the aurora and just like to the left of it, I believe. There's a portion of my base I can directly use, or not angles, but the direction easily, so that way I know where everything is. But so far, my mind's just with the map now. Pretty much during that time, I was moving my stuff from my safe shallow, because I had to travel deeper, so I need another base, obviously. In the Lost River, you have a juvenile ghost leviathan that you meet when you're passing through a certain area. There's at least 3 juvenile ghost leviathans, in the Lost River. One of the entrances, there's one right there, which is the one at the aurora, is over the hole that leads into the lava area, the inactive lava area. And then if you go, and I'm gonna spoil this part, there's a facility there, and I don't remember what it's, what was it called? Actually, if you go to find, I'm gonna tell you what this one is. The Degassi base, the third one, that's in the water where the crab squids and a few warpers are. If you go, deeper, there's a little area you can enter into the Lost River, and if you enter there, if you turn right, there is I think it's disease research facility. If not, I am wrong. And it's you got all kinds of scans for specimens. And there's a crab squid that circles around a skeleton you can scan. If you come back out and you're back here, and you're facing where you exit from the Degassi area, you go straight. If you're coming out from where the crab squid is in that facility, you go right. And once you kind of get to this little perch, there's a giant skeleton you can scan as well. And there is a ghostie that hangs around that area, which can be a nightmare if you don't know where he is and he still sees you, and you don't even see his body. You don't see anything in the distance. He's just there. He's like, "Hi, I'm gonna kill you now." Just typical with every other thing that's happened. Phone, stop lighting up. I'm not checking you. I'm using my old phone to record this. Which actually, sidetracking, is better than high camera quality. For the little camera I carry around. Which I need to start looking for a better camera. Anyways, back to the story. So you have those 3 ghost leviathans. The juvenile ghost leviathans. So when I went to the little crater, the crater one, where there's a juvenile above it, I didn't have that much problems with going into it, and I used my prawn suit going in. I didn't use my Cyclops at all because of... I had to burp, but else I can't. Because of the one time it died on me. And if you hear anything in the background, there's like 50 cars passing by the house. So it's driving me crazy. To where I've had to wait for over 15 minutes to record this because a hell load of cars just like, hi, I'm here now. We're gonna disrupt your recording. Anyways, so when you go down that hole, you go to the inactive lava zone. I found a perfect little perch there, and it has like a little lava, like, it's like a lava river going down the back, and I loved it. So I'm like, I gotta make a base here. So at the bottom of it, and almost just straight from it, I made a base there, and it has the lava in the back, has some windows pointed there, and I love it so much. I made a little, peeper, like, alien containment for the peepers so they could breed, and I have food there, as well as I made 2 water infiltrators. I was thinking of maybe making a 3rd one. I didn't know. I still had the steel suit, but I didn't really like it, and I didn't want to use it too much. And I was going to make some lockers and make like a scanner room, because I was curious about how the scanner room would react. But this is about the 2nd time I have, went to this base. So when I went back and I was kind of getting ready to like, okay, I have everything, I just need to build a scanner room. Keep in mind, there's a big Leviathan class organism in this region and in the active lava region. And if you don't know what the hell that is, you're in for a freaking treat. Because of the fact that it's the sea dragon. The sea dragon is by far one of the largest and the most aggressive Leviathan in the first Subnautica game. The second, and speaking of the game itself, the 2nd game should be coming out in May, and I'm really excited. Or was it April? I forgot. But I am excited for that. The problem is I'm terrified at that too. I have it on my laptop. It's so laggy. I'm gonna wait for it to go onto console so I can play it then. But I'm excited. And there's a lot of things I've heard about it, and I'm very petrified of one of those things. Just trying to keep that fear to like a minimum, but it's like, is there? Pretty much in that, there was the sea dragon. So again, most aggressive Leviathan class. Yeah, I did already say Leviathan class. The organism is large. It's very large, and it scared the shit out of me when I first met it. I'm not gonna lie about it. I was never petrified of the Reaper. I was never petrified of the Ghost Leviathan until it snuck up on me a few times, may I add. But the sea dragon scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I have it scanned. I have all the Leviathans scanned, believe it or not, and I'm surprised at that. When I first met the sea dragon, and this is before I started building the base, and I don't come jumping around everywhere, I'm sorry about that. When I first met the sea dragon, I was expecting him to pop in to say, hi, how are you doing? So, I jumped out my prawn suit for like a moment, and I saw him in the distance. I'm like, oh, wait, he's big. I'm not ready for this. So I went back to the prawn suit, jumped in. I turned around to get a face full of fire, and then from there, I was moving my prawn suit away, and then you just see the face. You see the face right there, and you just see the teeth, just like that. And it's so terrifying when he's roaring. And I'm like, I can use this. I can use this to advantage for 1 second before my shit gets destroyed. So I'm like, okay, stasis rifle. And then my, not my knife, a little tiny knife, may I add, at this point. Well, in realistic version, it'd be about that big with like a tiny handle. It ain't that big. It don't do shit. My scanner. That's what it was. My scanner. So I used the stasis rifle to kind of freeze him in place in a way to put it in that perspective, and I used the scanner to scan him. But once I got his scan, it was when the stasis rifle started kind of the little circle or the little. Meow! I hear you. I hear you. I'm probably gonna have to take a cat break. Oh, it's just gonna remain unedited, so. My baby! Hi, how you doing? Oh, he's just a purring and I love him. I'm gonna try to talk while he's in my arms. But what was it? Oh, so while it was fading around him, we realized like he moved his head towards me, looks me in the eyes, and I got into my pronto and there the cat goes. And I started hoping that I could escape. And that scared me half to death at that point. But what scared me more is the fact I got up to where I had to go up to the hole where the ghosty boy is. I turn around. This dragon's coming straight to me. And then I had turned, I looked up the hole again. I'm like, how am I going to get out of this in time? I look back at him. He's coming up sideways. So you just see him swimming. He should look at my direction just sideways. And I'm like, what the hell? And I know it turned the opposite direction instead of the camera, but he looked dead at me. So it was terrifying. But it was awesome. And so when I went up the hole, I was hoping I didn't see him behind me. I just kept going. I'm just like, for the love of it, just stay down there and let me escape. And I got out, went all the way back, and there's something in my eye. It's not that bothersome, but it's there. Piece of hair. Yep, there it is. And oh my god, it's still in my eye. I might have to edit this after all. I don't know. And there's a car! Oh, I'm back again. Don't mind the door. Cat decided to go in there. Pretty much. So, from where I left off, I had escaped the dragon and went all the way back to safe shallows. On the mist, fear was still radiating throughout my body. So from there when I had started making my base, and this is the second visit. So, I was finishing up the water infiltrator, or infiltration thing, and I finished up a window, I added in a moon pool. I was going to make a scanner room, and I didn't have enough materials, and I was curious at how it would react. But, so you also hear the sea dragon roaring throughout the entire thing. Well, you can hear him in the distance. And he does get louder when he's closer, but it's not that noticeable unless you're paying attention, because you forget that you're in a danger-filled area with the most aggressive Leviathan-class organism. This dumbass did. So, when I get out of my base through a hatch, when I say my entire soul has left my body, it did. It did. All in that one moment, it did. So when I had hopped out the hatch, pretty much, I paused the game immediately when I saw the freaking sea dragon right there. Like, how close? So, I'm making a very bad example of this. Do I have? No, I have gum. No, it doesn't name brand. It just, I'm gonna use two things I have around my desk. Don't ask. Don't ask about my random stuff. But so say this is my base, and I'm about like right here where my finger is away from the base. Right here, it's not that far. This is the sea dragon. It's almost touching. in a way. Like, that's how far. He turns his head directly to me. And we locked eyes. My soul left my body. Because how he just, hang on, how do I best do this? So it's like, okay, I'm looking for it. And then he's just like, hi, you're my meal now. You're there. You exist. I'm going to eat you. That's how he is. And pretty much from that point, I just like, oh shit. And pretty much from there, when I had started going towards, actually I hadn't even told, so I had paused the game. I looked at my inventory quickly because I was just like, oh shit, how do I get out of this? And I saw my sea glide just in the last little bubble of the hotbar, and I'm just like, sea glide. And I don't know how I made it, but I got to my prawn suit, which was on top of my base. So I swam into it and used it, and I'm like, I should get out. And I'm like, wait, this is a perfect time. Because there's a thermal plant and the primary containment in the lava areas. So I'm like, where would the thermal plant be? And I'm like, going out to about where the middle is, and I saw like an architect structure, which is about like a pillar. And I'm just like, oh wait, there might be a portal. And I got a little bit closer to it, and I saw there was a portal. So I went through that. Sea Dragon is still mad, by the way. I don't know if he followed me. Actually, wait, I did check if he followed me. Once I got in the portal and kind of went downwards a little bit, I turned around, went up like a little bit, and he's just, nope, not there. So I don't know where he went. And I started hearing him. I'm like, oh, there he is. He's coming back. So I went down the whole path and all that, and the achievement scared me. Because some of the Xbox achievements, you hear a sound effect, and it scares the shit out of you. So after you've shit your pants from seeing the Sea Dragon and being that close to him, imagine how bad the achievement was when it scared me while I was trying to calm down. That was a nightmare. And I had to pause my game at that point because I was just like, I'm this close to letting out a scream. A high-pitched scream. It scared me that bad. And I went through it and it had this opening and you saw the thermal plant. So I'm like, here's the problem though. I started hearing a sea dragon! And I started freaking the hell out. You know why? Because it was right there, knowing fully well that I also looked beside it. There's an opening big enough for the freaking sea dragon. So of course, fear had just like, hi, I'm here now. I'm taking over your entire body. So once I was able to find the entrance after playing around with, you're beside me. I just look down, I just see, hi, how are you doing? My kitty cat's laying here. Which means I could shut that door now, technically. But, it took me a moment to find the entrance. But I don't know what they're called at this point, but what was holding onto the walls from the facility, I used that and I parkoured over and I saw the entrance and kind of used the, what was it, jet boost? Jump boost, something like that, for the prawn suit and just went on in. And that was a nightmare trying to use the prawn suit in the building because the feet of the prawn suit would get stuck to the floor. So I couldn't jump out of it. I couldn't walk on the floor. The only way I could move around in that prawn suit was by a grappling arm. And that was both fun and very nightmare-inducing. But I was able to get there and discover the whole place, and I was really happy about it, but I was also terrified because they had like mechanical head crabs, I call them. But finding out they were nice, I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. But that they can also crawl over your prawn suit. So when you didn't realize it, and you're sitting there for a moment trying to think about what to do or something like that, they crawl up onto your prawn suit, and you just see their legs and all. And I'm just like, nope, not dealing with that. And so after I did that, I'm like, well, if I have enough time and to get to the primary containment, it gives you more information about it so you know where to find it. I'm like, okay, what if I can do this? And because the inactive lava zone, even though it's really is large, it's not that big to really know, like, hey, how do I describe it? It's not like big enough to where you're lost in it, but it's big enough to where you might have time to get away from the sea dragon if he hasn't locked onto you and in that close distance yet. So when I was listening for the sea dragon, he was far off, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'm safe. And I looked around. I was safe for a little bit. And then you find this hole, and I jumped down in it, and I navigated through that area. And I heard another sea dragon. I don't like it. And as I was venturing down further and further, I realized how open all of it was. And I'm like, oh shit, this is not good. And I just see a sea dragon coming towards me. He locks eyes with me eventually when he got about, what did I say, now if you're in the perspective of the player, and you're playing the game, probably about, roughly 60 to 100, no, not 60 to 100, 60 to 80 meters in front of you. And then he got closer. And it was because he had locked on to me at that point. So I was a little bit terrified about, like, hey, could you back off, sir? And he like, Pretty much from there, I just started shooting across anything I could to get away from him. And he didn't launch a fireball at me, but he was coming for me. So once I was able to get in front of the primary containment, I just straight shot for it. I saw him, he was above me. Like, he swam past me, he was above me at that point. And he just turned around, still locking eyes with me, slowly descending down towards me. And I'm just like, I better make it before he does. And luckily I did. I didn't see him swim past the entrance, but he was slowly descending towards me. And from there, pretty much, what was it? Pretty much from there you're in the end base, pretty much. And at that point, I found one of the portals. I already knew where it was, which was one near the Sea Trader's Path. Another one was in the Lost River with the Juvenile Ghost Leviathans at the entrance. It's a good little material area, but you gotta be aware of that one. You gotta be aware of him. Another one was in the Mushroom Forest. And the other one was in the... what was it? I don't think I remember where exactly that one was. But it will come to mind after I'm done recording this, believe me or not. And, I hate these vehicles sometimes. All the cars in the world are like, hey, let's just go now. Let's just all drive here. Pretty much from there, and I said I wouldn't make this 30 minutes in my mind, and it's really close to it. I had almost everything except 2 materials, which one of them took me a while to find, and to find out if you chop an acid mushroom, it takes away a little bit of your health. But after meeting with the Sea Emperor, being amazed by her, and I do strongly enjoy the ending part of what she says. The portal in her containment leads to the portal that's at the bottom of the mountain, or I say mountain island, but it's that alien gun island where the beam shoots and hits the sunbeam, and also hit the Aurora and the ship before that had the Degassi members. But I had went through the mushroom portal one, and it was really close to the safe shallows for me, so I swam back to that base. got a few materials I needed for the hatching enzyme, started coming back. He's not supposed to be there, but the mushroom forest, there's an adult ghost leviathan. He's just sitting there guarding that entire area. So I don't know why he spawned there, but he was never supposed to be there. Unless I broke the game enough to where it recognizes it as kind of like the void or some bullshit. I don't know. But he was not supposed to be there. And after I had ended the game and kind of revisit that single area, I haven't seen him, but I'm also terrified to reload it again and find him there. But he's not supposed to be there because he never was there. And, pretty much after that, I had finished up the game and all kinds of stuff. Freaked out for a little bit because I didn't see the Enzyme 42 showing up, which is what you use to heal yourself and to be normal again, to not be infected by the I can't say it. That virus that was on the planet. And that hit a little different when you play the game during quarantine as well, which is very strange, but it's kind of intriguing. But when I started to go back through the portal, I'm like, oh wait, Ensign 42. It was outside where the Reaper boy was at the base of the island. And so I got some of that healed and all that. And went back through the portal. And the Sea Emperor had a different stance when she was passing. She was laying down completely that time when I saw her, and then I went back through the portal to disable the alien gun and then go back out. And I do have a story with a warper. Don't tease it if it spawns at the shore of the island. Don't tease it if you're infected. Because, they will float out of the water to kill you. That's what happened to me. I almost got killed by a warper. Because I'm like, oh, there's a warper there. And I just kind of sat there looking at it. And it turns around, faces me. And I dodged a teleportation thing he had. I jumped to like the left of where he was. And he just started floating towards me. Out of the water. Floating. And I was just like, okay, screw that. I'm not messing with it. And I just started hauling tail to my base. And this was before I was healed. So after disabling the gun and all that, later on from that little side story, I went back to my base, started building up what remains of the rocket, and then I had to say goodbye to the cuttlefish. To say I didn't cry would be very, very understatement. Because I broke down into tears. I was crying. All 5 of my cuttlefish babies, I had to leave. And it was so sad. But, I let them free. I was going to take them to the primary containment, because, it would have been a nice little area to put them. But I'm like, well, they'll hopefully learn to defend themselves, and they'll be free. And also because I was afraid a Reaper was going to come kill them if I tried to do that. So anyways, with that being said, I had to just say goodbye right then and there. And I left a message to the person who finds it. And if you played the game and you find my time capsule, and even though you don't know who I am and you just happen to come across this, I'm glad if you received it, and please let me know if you did. I know it isn't really important, and I didn't put like my channel's link or anything in it. I put my name though in there, just because I thought that was cool. And if someone just happens to come across it and pretty much looks up whose name that is, I just think that would be cool that they reached out and said, "Hey, I found your time capsule," and I would just be so happy. Oh, that would be crazy if I were playing again and I just found my own time capsule. Just imagine how, just like, hold on here, what did I just find? And it's just my own time capsule. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on it. And I loved the game, I did. And at the end I was crying, but I was also trying not to cry at the same time, but it failed miserably. I do enjoy that game, and there's a lot of things I could say about it, but pretty much from there it's just chaotic. And it's a sea dragon hat popped up there in front of me, really close. I probably wouldn't have completed the game yet, and just end up playing it a little bit later, but I finished it. I got all the scans of everything I could. I got all the creature eggs discovered. I made a base in Lost River. Some of it still isn't finished yet because I wanted that scanner room there. I was curious about it. I didn't ever try all the modules, but I got some of them. And then overall completing the game, and I didn't kill a Leviathan, but I faced some. I befriended the Reapers. They just don't care about me anymore. Anyways, besides this, I know it's about like 33 minutes. Probably is now at this point. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry that these are long, and this should be the final Subnautica gamer tales I have. But if there's any short ones that y'all want me to talk about, such as like the Warper encounter, or my reaction to certain things, or the Ghost Leviathan encounters, let me know. And I hope y'all had an amazing day and all. I want to shut that door so bad. But pretty much from there, just if you're playing the game, I highly do it's one of my personal favorites, especially for the Xbox. And those of you who haven't even checked it out, go watch it. Like, I don't have any videos up except the tales of it, but go watch someone like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, because they have, I know them two have done it. IGP has done it. I think it's The Last Bacon. He's done some videos over it. There's also a creepypasta in it, which is really cool. Anyways, besides that, I am going to hush. I know there's a few other people that just ran through my mind just then. Thank you all so much for watching, especially for those of you who have joined the channel, as well as some of you who actually sat through this and watched me ramble about it. I know that isn't as in-depth as I would like it to be, but I would have to break this up to like 5 more videos to really get it out there. So I'm like, okay, let me just kind of get this done. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and if you have any games you want me to try to play, I will, and if I'm not able to record them, they can make it into this series. If you want to share your own tales, please let me know, and you can reach out to me if you want your name to also be, said, or if you want to remain anonymous, let me know. Like I said, this is just for things that either I'm not able to record, or I play in my free time, or just want to overall share. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and please leave a like. Feel free to subscribe, because I know definitely over 80% of you don't, and it just surprises me how, like, percentages and all. But if you really do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing, as well as leaving a like, as that would help me with providing more of that content, or understanding what you're into. That way I can find more related to it to try out and play. So anyways, hope y'all had an amazing day.